Welcome to the Sage Thought Leadership Podcast, building experiences that connect, remove friction, and deliver insights. Well, hi everyone, and welcome to our podcast. I'm Ed Kless, and with me today, again, on the Sage Thought Leadership Podcast is Peter Grajczyk with North 49. With over 30 years of experience in technology, including several years with Sage, tech partners, reselling partners, and even directly with Sage, Peter's roles have included sales and marketing, channel management, sales management, and strategic account management. This broad experience gives him a deep understanding of the customer perspective and an understanding of how and why specific solutions provide value to customers. Welcome back to the Sage Thought Leadership Podcast, Peter Grajczyk.
Thanks, Ed. Great to be here.
Well, first, Peter, we ask all of our guests this: why do you do what you do?
Yeah, it's a good question, and thought about this, and I think I came to this realization fairly late in my career is that I really don't like inefficiency in my home life, in my work life, even in our organization and customers' organizations. And so, and I really stuff that Aaron Harris says when he does his talks about elevating the work of humans, right? That really resonates with me. It's like, yes, let's let the computers do what they're inherently good at doing, and free up people to get away from all those, repetitive things that computers are very good at doing, and allow us to do things that allows us to use our brains and actually make judgment calls and decisions and things like that. So I really get a lot of pleasure when I hear a customer come back from a product that we've integrated for them, telling me how much time it's saving them and how much better their work life is because of it. So that's kind of what I get my kicks out of.
And on an exciting front, you and North 49 have a new product out, PayFabric for Sage 300. It's just released, but you have gotten some feedback from partners on it. So what are they saying?
Well, they like what they see. Of course, they're telling us the proof is going to be in seeing it perform. They want to, we've had people say, yes, we want to test it out with some customers, see how it works. It's an integrated payment processing solution into Sage 300. And you might know, Ed, that, North 49 was acquired about a year ago by a company called Evo Payments, who is a payment processor. And they've subsequently been acquired by another company called Global Payments. So, we're now part of a payment processing family, which means we provide this end-to-end solution. We've always had a web store integrated to Sage 300, our customer portal, which integrates to Sage 300 and to Sage Intacct. And now we can complete that picture. We can be everything from the customer side to the merchant side, allowing them to process these card payments or ACH payments, what have you. Make their lives a lot easier, offload that admin burden of doing this stuff manually, where it's now all automatic, and it really, really eases that burden of collecting these customer payments in a secure PCI compliant manner.
And I think it's interesting, Peter, that over the course of years, payments seems like it should be such an easy thing, right? It should be just there's one of the things. Oh, we swipe the credit card, we go from there. What makes it so challenging? Is it that the fact that you not only have to do it well and fast, but security as well? What are the challenges?
Yeah, security is a very big factor, and it's not. And if you've ever gone through a PCI compliance audit, it's not a pleasant thing. So you leave that in the hands of the payment processors who do this for a living, right? This is what they do every day. They meet all the high security standards, and it's a very big thing for that side of our organization. But you also want to provide service, because what you don't want to have is a merchant who's for some reason can't process a payment. They need to know, I can get in touch with you and get that system back up and running, because if I can't take cash, I'm not doing business anymore. So that's part of the beauty of our organization, because we handle the entire process front to back. We have no fingers to point at anyone else but ourselves. So it's that sort of one throat to choke kind of scenario that a lot of people are looking for. And many of the different folks out there who offer payment processing are really just resellers for somebody else's services. That's not us. We do it all front to back. We own every bit of that process. So it's all on us. And we do have local support. And we do all of our implementations and all that stuff locally. So nothing is offshored for us from the customer service standpoint. We answer the phone when you call.
I think the other thing about payments is that we all as individual consumers have an experience with it. And the experience is generally easy, but we get very frustrated if we don't. I, for example, don't like buying from I forget which one it is, Home Depot, because they don't take Apple Pay, but Lowe's does, or vice versa. I forget. But the whole point is that we've had this perception of it's going to be an easy experience, and it if you are not easy, it's going to apparently a problem very quickly.
Well, exactly right. And that make it easy for your customers to pay you is, something that I always sort of advocate to our customers who typically are in the B2B space, right? Business to business. And you want to make it easy for your customers to pay you. And the easier you make them to pay you, the quicker they're going to pay you. So that has a positive impact on your cash flow and your day sales outstanding and all that stuff. It just means the money comes in the door faster and you can put that money back to work for you. So that, coupled with the great rates that we can offer, again, because we own that whole process, we don't have to pay anybody else, I think means we can offer a very competitive price and a very good product and service for our customers.
And Peter, as you know, we have an exit question that we ask all of our guests, and that is, who's a hero of yours and why are they a hero?
Yeah, it's a strong word. I always struggle with that one. And I know it's, nobody's perfect, but I look back at something many, many years ago that happened very early on in my career, and it's character traits that really inspire me most. And integrity is one of those key things that I think is most important. And this happened many years ago, and it was back when I worked for another company. We sold F9. And one of the ERP publishers with Great Plains Software at the time, Doug Burgum, was the CEO then, and early days of Windows, put out a release probably too soon. And it turned out to be not very good. So basically what he did was he went back out, he recalled his product voluntarily, apologized to his partners and his customers, and gave everyone their money back. I think I'm remembering that right. So to me, integrity is easy to have if it doesn't cost you anything. But the minute it starts to cost you something, that's when it's hard. And you still do the right thing even when it's hard, right? And even when it costs you something. That's when you can actually know that somebody has integrity, when they still make the right decision, even though it costs them.
Of course, Doug is now the governor of North Dakota, which is an interesting coda to that story.
Right, yes.
Peter, lastly, how can somebody contact you?
Well, my email address is peter@north49.com. That's probably the easiest way. Our website is north49.com, of course. You can find contact information there. And of course, we'll be at Sage Partner Summit coming up next month in Las Vegas. You can find me there too.
All right. Peter Grajczyk with North 49. Their new product is PayFabric for Sage 300. Thanks so much for being a guest on the Sage Thought Leadership Podcast.
Thanks, Ed.
Review and subscribe by searching your podcast player of choice for Sage Thought Leadership Podcast.